is going on, y'all? That's good. Yo, sick knife. Appreciate it. This is my newest one. This is the McNeese PM Mac 2, 3.5 inch. Got the bronze titanium scales, pocket clip, magna cut blade. Really like this one. Been putting in work, still sharp as hell. Really nice. How's everybody's day going? It's a Sunday. Hopefully y'all had a good weekend. My weekend's going pretty good. How's everybody doing? Good. How about you? Doing pretty good. Can't really complain. It's been a good day. Got energy drink popping. That'll be a really good day. And it has been a good day. But yeah. What are y'all up to today? Also, if you've been here before, nothing honestly, just chilling, that's a good day. If y'all have been here before, this is all brand new. All brand new. Just got my office space completely dialed in, set up, and I really like it. So let me know what y'all think of the office setup, new setup. I appreciate it. Got everything set up here on the shelf. Just picked this camera up. It's like a vintage Polaroid, which is really nice. I'll pull it down here. It's like a vintage Polaroid camera. I don't know. I really like it. Picked this up at an antique shop for like $50. Really cool. I thought it fit the vibes. Pretty good. So we got that. We got knife collection, or like my showcase knives right here. Down here, my journals, notebooks, stuff like that. Got my watch display, and a little baseball from when the Diamondbacks won the World Series in 2001. More knives down here, and then in the bottom you can't see it, but it doesn't matter anyway because there's nothing important down there. But yeah, really like that. Got a new light setup as well. And then we got Ricky Bobby on the wall. I love Talladega Nights. It's one of my favorite movies. I think it's super funny. And so I had to put Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last. A little bit of a funny thing there, but I don't know. I saw it on Amazon and thought it would fit pretty good. So yeah, that's my new office setup, and recorded a video last night rocking the setup, and I think it turned out really well. So really excited and stoked for all of that. But yeah, back to the McNeese here. This is a very expensive knife. I think this one, there's a lot of different variations, but this goes for anywhere between like $550 to $600 brand new. And I scored an insane deal on this one. I actually ended up picking it up for $300, which is still expensive for a knife, but considering the fact of what they go for brand new, this was absolutely solid. All USA made. Again, titanium handle scales here with a really nice like gold bronze, and then the back here. So the top of the grooves here are sort of polished up, so you get a really nice shiny bronze, but then everything else is this deep dark sort of vintage looking bronze, which I really like. And it's smooth. It's super smooth. This is the smoothest knife that I own, and it's just really good. I need to go try to get up the next string with the setup and the new knife. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day, and hopefully you can have a kick-ass week. We do these live streams. I try to do these live streams at least once on the weekend. Sometimes it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It just depends on when I have time. So hopefully next weekend, be doing another live stream here, but it was good to talk to you. Appreciate you checking in, and have a fantastic rest of your day. But yeah, what has been in the pockets lately? One thing. Is it in here? Where did it go? Is it in here? It might be in here. Yeah, it's in here. Here we go. Speaking about pocket stuff, you know, this channel is primarily pocket stuff. If you're unfamiliar with it, if you couldn't tell, I'm into EDC, photography, videography, stuff like that. And every once in a while, I like to show off what I've been carrying in my pockets. Again, if you're new to everyday carry, EDC type stuff, I just kind of like to show off what I carry in my pockets, what I use on a daily basis. So y'all already saw the knife, which is the new McNeese PM-MAC 2. My wallet is this really nice leather wallet from one of my buddies. It's called Whitstable Craft Co. is his company. And it's a simple little double card holder here. But I've got my Costco membership in the back here. I've also got my military ID because I am in the Army. So got to keep that on me. And then on the inside here, driver's license and a bunch of different cards. Carries everything that I needed to, super simple. And just a nice design. I do also carry a pen with me. This one I've been loving a lot. It is a sort of fountain pen from Zebra. Really simple, but I dig it a lot. And it's just a nice little pen for writing. And then this one I don't carry too much, but I do love this notebook in the sort of camo pattern. Got some notes in there. Normally, I use this for like leaving messages on people's desks. So I'll write a note, tear it off, and leave it on one of my coworkers' desks. But I love this journal. But what I primarily use, honestly, and it doesn't really match well with the pen, but this Ride in the Rain notebook. which seems really big, but in military pants, the pockets are massive, and this fits in the pocket. So I've got in here just a bunch of different notes. But yeah, super solid, and it's waterproof, so this thing doesn't get wet. And if I'm rocking that notebook, I'm rocking just a really cheap ballpoint pen. I like these because they fold up really nice. They don't take up a lot of space, and they match really well with the notebook. But if I'm not carrying this one, which I do a lot of the time, when I'm carrying this pen, what I'll normally do is I'll grab one of these little pocket notebooks. This one is from Big Idea Design. This one's just a little plain design, but they do have another little plain design. This one's a little bit simpler, but really nice. I don't know, I like carrying notebooks. They're really handy in case I need to write stuff down or just have something to write with. I don't know, I've always found having a pen and paper is always handy. Shove all that back in there. But yeah. So that's what I keep in my pockets on a rotating daily basis. The knife switches out. Again, the pen and the notebook switches out. The wallet is always the same. And then the watch, now that I'm thinking about it, I'll show you guys that as well. This is my favorite watch right now. It's from a company called RGMT. Really nice watch. It is an automatic, so it has a little see-through case back here. Really cool. And yeah, just a really nice solid watch that goes with me, honestly, everywhere. I don't remember the last time I have gone without a watch or exclusively just taken this watch off. It stays on the wrist and we leave it there. But some of the other knives that I tend to carry, we'll open up the case here. I like this setup because I can just grab stuff really cool. I don't have to dig through a bunch of different boxes. It's a really nice setup. One of my favorites to carry, other than the McNees, but the one that's been in the pocket the most, besides that one, is this guy right here. This is a canvas handle scales that's been sort of layered. Gives it this nice snakeskin looking pattern. Nice pocket clip. And this one spends a lot of time. It's gotten a lot of use on it. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, right there. And it's getting scratched up, it's getting beat up, but I use all my knives. I beat up all my knives. Let's see how sharp this guy is, just to see. Again, little pocket notebook, good for paper and these kind of things. Still really solid. Still, yeah, really nice. So yeah, this is, I didn't even say what knife this is. This is the Spyderco Bodacious. Really big fan of Spydercos. I have this one. I've got this guy, which is the Manix 2. Really, really like this one. Really nice knife. And then right now, I do have two more in the mail. But as of right now, my only other one is this Spyderco Para 3. Really, really nice. I do have another Para 3 coming in the mail, and then another one of Spyderco's knives. So I will have two. I will have 5 in total, with 2 coming in the mail. So those are kind of the main rotation of knives in the collection. And then on occasion, I will break out the Benchmade bug out here. It's gotten a lot of use. Blade's starting to wear in really nice. I don't love this one. I don't know. It's a little small for my hands, and the blade edge doesn't hold as well as some of the other ones I just showed off. But if I'm feeling a little bit fancier, I will grab this one. This one is on the cheaper side of the knives in my rotation and collection, but this is from Kizer. And this is I don't know if y'all be able to see it. If you can read it, cool. If not, it's called the Pokemon. And I don't know if when they named this knife, they were going for like a little meme of Pokemon. But either way, really nice knife. I love the colors on here. It looks really nice. And yeah, it's a solid knife. But it's a little bit more on the classier side. So if I'm going anywhere that I need to be fancy, I'll bring that one. So yeah. Also, if you've seen Talladega Nights, what's your favorite quote, part of the movie? Let me know if you like it. If you don't like it, yeah, I love Talladega Nights. It's one of my favorite movies. It's super fucking funny. What else do I got in here? Oh, I do have this one. I showed this off in the last live stream. Forgot this was even in here. I showed this one off on my last live stream. It's a really, interesting knife design. And this is from a company called SRM. And on the surface, it's not really all that fancy, but you do have some normal pocket knives will have this little pin, which when it's open is what keeps the blade from pushing any further back. So that's what interfaces with the back of the knife blade to keep it in place. But the cool thing about this SRM is it's a completely folded piece of steel. So it almost is folded like a staple, and that's what keeps it open. And then the thumb studs here are what hold it in place and keep it from pushing any further in, which I thought was really, really cool. On top of that, it's super light because the scales here, there's almost no liners on the inside. It's just a little tiny piece of steel for these screws to screw into, and it makes it a super lightweight knife. And then on top of that, normal knives have screws that mount the pocket clip in place. But with this one, you just sort of push it in, and it looks like a little pin that squeezes. And so normally I'll have this set up for putting it in my right side pocket. But if I was left-handed, I could simply just pop that pocket clip out and switch it over to be left pocket, which I think is really, really cool. Especially coming in at the price point this one does. I think this goes for about $50. And just all of the design aspects and the way that it's put together, this feels like a much more expensive knife. And like I said, I have a wide range of pricing when it comes to the value of knives that I tend to carry. Like I said, this one is $600. I have my really fancy sort of OTF here that is also in the $600 ballpark. But then I have knives like this, which are on the cheaper end of the knife collection. This one is like $70 or something like that. And then if I go down in the case here, I've got even less expensive knives. This one coming in right at about 50-ish. I have these guys, which are in the $40-ish price range. And then I've got one of my first knives, this little Kershaw, which is 30, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in that ballpark, $25, $30. So my collection has a wide range of value when it comes to knives. And that's the thing, is price really doesn't dictate whether a knife is good or not. What comes down to that is design choice. If you ain't first, you last. Exactly. Barbed Hooks, what's up, dude? Glad you could make it in here. My philosophy is price does not dictate quality at all. It comes down to design choice and how well it's put together. Because you can have something like this $50 knife be so much better put together and designed wise than something like a $100, $200, $300 knife. Not always are you going to get the exact value of what you pay for in a knife, because I have had, my McNeese does not snap open like yours. Yeah, it's takes some getting used to, especially with the way that the thumb studs are placed in regards to the pivot here. I kind of relate it to like the same sort of placement as like the Chris Reeve Unumzon. That knife has really odd thumb stud placement, and it takes a lot of getting used to, because with most knives, you kind of just push up like a light switch, like this one, straight up, and it flies out. With something like, similarly, on like a lot of Benchmates or even this Kaiser, it's the same deal. You just push straight up, like you're flipping a light switch. But I've noticed with the McNeese, hurts my thumb to open. I lubed the pivot and tried breaking it in. Yeah, I've noticed with the McNeese, you kind of have to push out versus up, because if you push up, it takes a lot of pressure for that to break. But if you push it out to the side, you get a really nice flick. And I purchased this on the secondary market, so this was not brand new. I don't know if this guy did some special tuning to it or switched out the bearings to different bearings. He didn't really say. But I've also noticed with the way that the lock bar is cut out, is when I first got it open, I was putting my finger right on the lock bar, which makes it impossible to deploy. So what I've had to do is sort of rest my fingers here on the pocket clip and then sort of wrap my finger back around the back side to get it to pop open. Takes a little bit of getting used to, but once I figured that out, really nice. And even with the middle finger, still pops out really nice. And like I said, I don't know if he like specially tuned this or what, but this is the smoothest knife I've come across in a long time. Absolutely no friction. Just insanely smooth on the drop. So this is really nice, and this is my first McNeese. So I don't have any experience with any others except for this one. But I have noticed that the lock bar is in such an odd place that you have to be really careful of where your fingers are on the backside, because it can be really touchy on the deployments. Even after I've sort of gotten used to it, I've found that sometimes my fingers like to travel over and then press on that lock bar. I'm actually flipping it now, it's gotten better. Yeah, I've noticed the biggest thing is just making sure that your fingers stay off of this lock bar, because any sort of pressure makes it super hard to flip. Like even pressing right down here at the base of the lock bar, maybe a little higher up. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts the thumb. But then also getting used to pushing sideways versus up on the deployment, just based on the way that the thumb studs are located. You have to push out like at a 45 degree this way. I'm not flipping you off, I promise. At a 45 degree, like out versus straight up. It's not as strong, and you're getting a lot less tension or force or whatever technicality you want to call it. But yeah, this and the Chris Reeve Umnumzaan are the only knives that I've handled that have that odd sort of thumb stud placement, to where you really have to be careful about which way you're pushing in order to get some solid deployment and not absolutely rip up your fingers. But yeah, I love it. This absolutely ate up a ton of cardboard last night. I have so much cardboard in the garage from Amazon this last week, from the shelves. We got a whole bunch of new stuff for the house. And I think last night I cut down probably 8 or 9 boxes. And I didn't completely process them all the way down. I just got them down, flattened them out, and then cut off all of the flaps on them. And for how thick the blade stock is on this, it actually did pretty well. Being in a very humid environment, some of the cardboard had been sitting out there and was a little mushy. But even still, it only got hung up really on the super like wet, soaked boxes. And the only other time it got really hung up was the double wall, like the super thick cardboard. And even still, it did pretty well. But I got a lot of cardboard halfway processed down. I have some plans for some knives here, and then I have a couple more coming in the mail that I want to do some cut tests on. And I was even at the store the other day and picked up some more materials to do some cut tests with. So I got some like nylon super like sisal rope, and then some thicker, I don't even know, this isn't 550, I know that. I don't know what tension this paracord is, but it's thick ass paracord or like rope. So really excited to do some more like fine detailed cut tests, not just cardboard, but like some rope and stuff like that. Even picked up a cutting board so I can cut on the desk here and not have to worry about tearing up my desk. But yeah, got a decent amount of rope there, and I'm going to be doing some cut tests on different steels, seeing how different steels hold up through some more intense material than just cardboard. Because cutting through cardboard, it gets really boring. I get bored with it, and I wanted to switch it up, have some fun, but also do some more intrusive cutting with some of these knives that have more involved chemical processing when it comes to the like blade material, the steel makeup and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. That will be coming in the next little bit. Those knives I have coming in the mail should be here later this week, and hoping to get some content rolling out on those soon. So as soon as those come in, I'll have some content, some unboxing videos posted up here. But yeah, and then I'll show them off. I have my content scheduled out for a couple of weeks, so I'll get them this week, but y'all won't see any content for it for another probably like month or so, which sucks because I do want to show them off, but the way that my schedule is lined up, I have to, in order to get ahead and stay consistent with posting and scheduling and stuff like that, I do have to be pretty far separated from the time I make the video to the time y'all see it. It's just the way it goes. It happens with a busy life. You know, I'll knock out maybe 3 or 4 videos at a time, and then post them out during the month. So I have had times where I have been way far ahead. I've had videos post like 2 months ahead of time, like scheduled out for like 2 months from the day that I post it. But that's just the way that this goes when I just got the Tri-Stash V2 dark mode and reverse tux. That is solid. I've been really intrigued about the Tri-Stash ever since Tri-State. I forget his name. I feel like it starts with a T. Ever since he designed it, came out with it, the first one, I've been really intrigued by it. Just never, you know, the EDC gods never set that timeline right for me to be able to pick one up. But they look insane as hell. The hollow grind, the Wharncliffe blade on them, they look sick. And hopefully one day I'll be able to check one out. But the EDC gods for now, they just told me no. But I got a McNeese, which is cool too. Hopefully one day that time will come. But that time has not been yet. Yeah, we got some new people in here. How are y'all doing? How's your Sunday? Hopefully y'all have had some good weekends. We're just chilling. Got the office set up, brand new setup for the office, and yeah, just wanted to do a live stream, see how this does, and I feel like this is a lot better than the previous setup. If I'm being completely honest, I'm a lot happier with it. I feel like it looks better than just the white wall that I had before. So yeah, let me know what y'all think of the new setup. If y'all like it, if you've seen Talladega Nights, let me know if you like it or not. I like it, obviously. But yeah. Sean, I'm assuming your name. What's your favorite knife right now? You mentioned the McNeese, you mentioned the Tri-Stash. What's your go-to pocket carry right now? For me, as of right now, it's going to be the McNeese. I'm going to give it that slot. I've had it for 2 days and hasn't left my pocket. But lately, it's been the Bodacious here. Been really digging this one a lot. Got custom scales on here, custom pocket clip. And this one is the, I don't know if y'all be able to see it, Spy 27. So far, it's been a solid steel. This has chopped up a lot of boxes, a lot of fruit. Even I did some yard work with this, cleaned up my backyard, and where the cement meets the house, there were some weeds in there. So I took this and sort of chopped up the weeds as well. It took a little bit of a hit on the cement, but there was no damage to the blade whatsoever. So that surprised me. This took a hit to concrete and still sharp as hell. So been really digging this a lot. Carried it a lot, mostly just to break it in. And now that it's broken in, it's just super solid. I really dig this one. But yeah, if you carry knives at all, which if you're staying around for this long, I'm assuming y'all do. What knives do you carry in your pockets? What's your go-to right now? Favorite knife? Let me know. Let's see. Also, let's get some questions rolling. If y'all have any questions, I did this last time and I feel like it went pretty well. Let's do like a Q&A. If y'all got questions for me, whether it be EDC, whether it be life, whether it be whatever. I don't have an extensive amount of knowledge, but I do have a pretty general amount of knowledge that, I don't know. I feel like this could just be fun. We do a little Q&A here. So let me know. I like answering questions. I like having conversations with y'all. So let's get involved. Let's get this thing rolling. The last Q&A I did, there was some really good conversations that happened. So let's run it back again. If y'all got questions for me, questions about literally anything on the planet, leave them down below and we'll go through some questions here. spread some knowledge around. Because this can't just be me talking. That gets really boring. So yeah, let me know if y'all got any questions. Whether that be what's the best knife, best blade steel, what my favorite color is. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what y'all got. Yeah, one thing, switch you around here. Better look at the flag. You ain't first, you're last. And then on this wall here, I've got my wife and I's pin collection. So for the longest time, we did like Disneyland trips. And I like pins. I like pins a lot. I think they're cool. So we got this little cork board and just have all the pins we've collected over the last probably 4-ish years chilling up there. But that's a better look at the office. Take a look at the shelf here. Again, cable management is not a thing because this office does not have outlets for whatever reason. And so everything here is running off of an extension cord right here. I've also got my Wi-Fi router in here as well. But yeah, it's plugged in outside and then an extension cord running here for the lights. And then another extension cord daisy chained here for my ring light. Is it the best setup in the world? No. Does it work? Maybe. It works for now, but yeah. Again, got some new people in here. I'm going to be answering any questions y'all have, whether that be everyday carry related, whether that be life related, whether that be, I don't know what other types of questions there are, but it's question time. So floor is open to y'all. Whatever questions y'all got, you can make up a question, like whatever. I'm here. So let's get some conversations rolling. Let's have a good time and let's get it. Drinking an Alani. I don't love Alani's can designs. The drink inside, fantastic. Their flavor profile is really nice, but I feel like they could just do a little bit simpler of a can. Most of them come in this like super colorful, like rainbow type, and I don't know, they taste fucking fantastic, but don't love the can design. What's going on, y'all? A couple new people in here. How's y'all days going? Right now, leaving the floor open to y'all. Y'all got any questions, whether that be about me, about knives, about EDC, whatever, let me know down in the comments and I'll go through y'all's questions and we'll have a good time. But yeah, honestly, nothing really crazy lately going on around here. Just typical, it's a weekend. So yesterday we went out to a antique store, and if y'all have been here for the whole time, I'm going to go over this again. But if y'all are new into the live stream, y'all have been here for a couple of minutes, this camera right here is probably my most favorite part of the office setup right now. I'm gonna grab it. Picked this guy up for about $50, and it's a vintage Polaroid camera. So pretty sick here. I don't know what year this was made. There was no really any indicator other than there's a number on the inside here that says 133180. So I'm assuming that is 1980. I could be completely wrong. It seems like something that would have been around in the 80s, but yeah, it was just really cool, and I thought it would look super solid right up here. So yeah, this is a vintage Polaroid camera that I don't know, I picked up. Got a spot for film on the back here. Yeah, no idea. But it's cool. It's super sick and makes a really cool display piece. Right up there. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Yeah, super cool store. Just an antique store right down the road from where we're at. My wife saw it. She wanted to go, so went in there, saw that, and picked it up. I will say, while we're waiting for some questions to roll in, the lock bar access on this McNeese is the best that I've come across on any knife in pretty much any price tier. This is such a well-designed knife for the reason that both sides are cut out on the inside. So normally when you have a like frame locking knife like this side will be cut down shorter so that you can have better access to close the knife. But what they did here to give it a very symmetrical look and to avoid that little peep out of the lock bar right here is they actually cut out both sides here, which fits your thumb perfectly to where you can disengage this knife so easily. Really nice design aspect that I had no idea about until I got this in the hand. And that was the first thing that I noticed, was how good the lock bar access is on this McNeese. And yeah, even it beats out, I think the worst offender when it comes to lock bar access is Chris Reeve. Specifically on the Unumzon, because the lock bar has a little fin right here. Instead of having it flush, the lock side just has a little like triangle peak, which is insanely uncomfortable to disengage because it's also crazy stiff. And it just makes it so hard to disengage that knife without absolutely tearing through your thumb. Versus this, it's so smooth and it doesn't feel hard to manipulate. It is really just a nice knife to use, comfortable in the hand as well. And yeah, overall just a really, really nice profile for blade design. I really like this a lot, and I think this might be my favorite knife, if I'm being completely honest. But we'll see though, because I do have two more coming in the mail that I'm a big fan of, and I had some custom work done to them as well. So not only are they some of my favorite knives, but they have a lot of other aspects to them that I think will be really, really nice. So be on the lookout for that. I will have that a couple videos posted this week in regards to those, as well as I'll probably do another live stream next week sometime, either Saturday or Sunday, whether that be here around noontime or in the evening. Like I said, it really just depends on when I have time. But I do try and do one of these at least every weekend, get connected with y'all, have some good conversations, and yeah, so be on the lookout for that this week. I think, honestly, that's going to do it for today. Right about that time. And I'm hungry, so I'm going to go grab some food. I hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend, a great rest of your Sunday, and I hope y'all kick ass this week. So I will catch you guys on the next live stream. And yeah, so y'all have a great day. Y'all stay blessed, and I will catch y'all later.